everything, step up, and fill spaces. Just want to go ahead and just give you your applause, Mr. Terrance Miller, the comedian, man. Everybody, if you're out there paying attention, we're gonna just keep it really intimate. This is a one man thing. This is our first one.
First one.
Yeah, this is my first one, man.
All right. I
So yeah,
appreciate you inviting me to the first one.
yeah, man. You're that guy, man. You've been that guy for a minute. So
Give the best entertainment interview I can.
yeah, no, man. I definitely want to get into your process, man, because you are a dope comedian. You also are one of our features for November 25th,
Right,
Soigné
right,
Soul Lounge.
right.
So you are definitely dope in that respect.
Yeah.
You kill it these days lately.
Yeah, man. I definitely appreciate it, but I ain't gonna lie. It ain't easy. Once you at that top of that mountain, boy, or even in that top tier, it ain't really even got to be the mountain. You ain't even got to be at the top. Just in the tier of people, it's definitely like people try to knock you off. Like people definitely wanna, try to like it's like a title that you wear every time you go out.
Hmm.
Because what happens is you end up working for some, and then you get it, and then now you have to earn it.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
makes
no, I get
sense.
you.
It's like every sense, like okay, it's established. Like people book me on shows. I handle my business at shows. So from that, guess what happens next? I gotta keep handling my business.
Right.
So it definitely gets harder. It definitely get harder.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you some questions just about that, like just about how tough that can be, how tough that can, how hard it can be to navigate that space.
Mm.
So we got one. I got one question for you. I got a few questions for you, as a matter of fact. So we're just gonna dive right in and really get comfortable with it. All right. All right. All right. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
You got me laughing. I'm wondering, are you gonna keep your poet voice the whole time?
Is that what?
You got your poetry
Is that what
voice
I'm
over
doing?
there the
No,
whole
I mean
time.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm like, I'm trying to be like subdued, so it's all about you. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
definitely not trying to like, you know.
yeah. I say, hey, goddamn, boy, you about to. I feel like it's about to be a poem coming.
Nah, it's no poems coming, man. It's, it's all you, dog. It's all you. It's all
Cool,
you, for
cool.
sure, for sure. All right, no worries, man. I'm gonna turn you up a little bit. I want a little bit more volume on you. All right, check it out. So, I'm gonna ask you some dope questions. I feel like I sat on these questions, and I tried not to be, what's the word you use? Try not to be cliche
Mm-hmm.
and ask all the same questions that all the people ask all the time.
So you actually put thought into this. You came as prepared as you can come.
Yeah. No more for sure.
Damn.
Like, yo, like,
And
hey.
the crazy thing is, I'm not even scared. I don't know
Nah,
what
man,
you
because I
got over
seen
there.
you on podcasts. You've been on the Bull Ring podcast. Shout out to them.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? I seen you on, I think it's the Gentleman's Club. Is that it?
Gentlemen's Club. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a dope podcast with your boy, QBR. That's what I
yeah,
call him. I don't know.
yeah.
Dope dude, though. Dope dude. I wanna get him on here next. Like, I want to get all those movers and shakers and the doers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, so here we go. Let's get into this. First of all, I want to ask this question, man. This is my personal question, man, because I
Okay.
think this precludes everything.
Uh huh.
When did you realize you were funny?
When did I realize I was funny? I always knew I was funny. I mean, I come from a funny environment. You get what I'm saying? On both sides of my family, we greet each other with jokes. Like when we greet each other, is big head, is ugly, is that's what I grew up in. So like just having the courage to step out there. I remember I went to a banquet for one of my friends. They was leaving, and it's at a banquet in Cary Hillier. So you got this big ass long table, and I only know my partners. Only know the people I'm cool with. It's like I want to say maybe it's like five of us, six of us off in this corner, but it's like 75 people at this whole goddamn banquet. Like it was like a going away banquet. So I end up like going from just making my friends laugh on one end of this table to then the whole table just turn her down like Who's that down there making people laugh like that?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
everything that's coming out of his mouth is hilarious. It ended up turning from like coming there to see a going away banquet or going away because we was going to the military
Mhm.
to damn, I didn't know y'all was gonna have comedy here too. That's what it turned into. And then from there, literally as soon as I left, like when the looking up open mics and shit. I was in the open mics, heart beating like crazy. But that was when I just realized, okay, like I was able to make these strangers laugh, like, and they not even sitting
And that didn't
beside
even
me.
owe you a laugh.
Yeah, they ain't owe me no. They don't know me. To them, even, like we know each other, but your grandma don't know me.
Right.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like if I can make somebody laugh that fast, that's like a serious thing.
Right.
So I just took it and ran with it. And at the time, since I'm gonna give you a good interview, and at the time, I needed it. I needed like like some type of foundational piece. You get what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I had just started building myself up. Like like when you graduate, you pretty much do whatever your people want you to do. And so off of that, I tried my pop's way, I tried my mom's way, and it just wasn't fulfilling. And
Mm.
then, I got everything I could off of that. I lost everything, and then I was like, damn, how I'm gonna rebuild myself? It got to start with something that I want to do, or that
Mm.
something that I have that I know I have, forever. And then shit, comedy just popped up.
That's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I got to give you a good one.
No, no, man. No, you're doing good, man. Like I really appreciate all this. We're gonna cut this up. We're gonna make this real nice. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, I'm gonna get better at this too. You know what I mean? So, I'm cutting my teeth against you. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you more than you know, player. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah. No, it's all good,
So,
man.
let's go to the next question, man. So, who is your like your comedic hero or your comedic idol? Like, who is that guy or
Man,
girl for you? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say, uh, it's like a tier of people. It's Kevin Hart,
Mm-hmm.
Dave Chappelle,
Mm. Okay.
Corey Holcomb,
Man, look. Okay, so
Ali Sadiq,
yes, sir.
and then Cat Williams.
Cat Williams. Wow. Okay, so
That's where it stopped at.
I think you took a much more more rugged path. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So they have the more metropolitan comedians.
Yeah,
So
and
that's actually one of my questions for you.
it's not to say that I don't mess with like a lot of comedians, because like I'll listen. You doing comedy, you run across a lot of comedians. Like I'm pretty sure in any art form, you run across a lot of people that do it. Of course, and
Hmm.
you're gonna run into so many tiers. If you're a
Right.
rapper, you gonna meet good rappers, but you also gonna meet bad rappers.
Right.
You do poetry, you know what I'm saying? You gonna
For
meet
sure.
good poets,
Yeah.
and then you gonna meet some you be like, you know.
I've met a couple of,
Yeah, yeah. So it's
but
like
it's all love still at the end of the day.
yeah, yeah, yeah. As long as you respect the, long as I just got respect for the art form. So I respect a lot of people in doing comedy, because some of the funniest people may not be on your TV screen. Some of the funniest people may not ever like pop like that. They may not ever get to YouTube. They may not ever be this Instagram sensation. So you got to respect, people of
So what do you think
all.
about Corey Holcomb then? Because I think he's one of those people. I think you're saying. I mean, he's done shows for sure, but I don't think he's got that commercial success. I
Yeah.
think a lot of his way he had to pay for himself.
Yeah, yeah. But that go to show you like how funny he is though.
Right.
Because if you don't have like, because most people build off of something.
Mhm.
Like in order to get people to spend their money on you, they got to trust spending their money on you.
For
I
sure.
don't care what you call it. I just did a show at the Wormhole last week.
Okay.
Shout out to the Wormhole.
Oh yeah, man. They
And so the get in the Wormhole when they got comedy shows is $10. And the dude was like, can I try the comedians out? Can I like see one and see if I want to stay? I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, you can't try us out. But also I understand what he's saying, because all of the people on the bill don't have, Like I don't have, a social media presence. I got a presence.
Right.
I definitely got a presence, but I don't have a social media presence. So he don't have nothing to trust.
Right.
So even the amount of $10, not even while I'm on the show, of course, I made him laugh. I did what needed to be done. But prior to that, that's what you need. You said something to me one time before, and it stuck with me. The draw. Who has the draw?
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah. So that a lot of times, like if you don't see me before or word of mouth, it's still a real thing. But it's still a lot of ways that you get out there faster. But if you're not using those ways, it still can show like how funny you are. Like even if you never go nowhere, you still can be fucking hilarious. I just want you to know that. The business side is what gets you like all the way to the top. Like learning how to benefit off of your comedic ways or your whatever your talents may be. It even got to be comedy. Whatever your talents may be, you can build off it if you know how to market it.
Right, for sure.
But Corey Holcomb is just he's talent way ahead of everything else that come after that. Like his talent is like superior. So everything else is like he gotta like, progress on.
Okay, for sure. So there's a lot of people who definitely is even in the local scene have a lot of talent but don't have the business
Oh
end
yeah.
of it.
Hell yeah.
And I think a lot, especially when you're dealing with musicians and poets, I think a lot of people think that becoming too business
Mhm.
makes your craft not authentic.
Right,
Do
right,
you think
right.
you struggle with that, or do you think anybody can struggle with that?
Yeah, I think anybody can struggle with it. Anybody can struggle with it because at the end of the day, we all trying to figure this shit out. Even the people that we think got it, they trying to figure this shit out.
Mm.
Like being essentially, you are like branching into becoming an entrepreneur and like shit like that. Like it has so much benefits in it. I always saw this analogy, and it was saying something about like an arrow. Like you pull an arrow back short, it drop right in front of you. But the farther you pull it back, the farther it'll go. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So a lot of times we got to realize what we getting in is a long fucking game. Like it's a long game.
Mm.
Comedy is insane. Like the money you can make off this shit is insane. Like especially you think everybody's so big on hourly wages and shit. Hell, I done went in places and made 250 in 20 minutes. Like that's fucking insane.
Yeah, no.
That's insane. That's insane to a
Especially for
point
people
where
making $10, $15 an hour.
you get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That's insane. And imagine if those same people wanted an hour out of me. Then what? Now I got 750 in my pocket. That's fucking insane. To make people laugh for an hour and make what most people is making in a week. That's fucking insane.
Doesn't that? I think that speaks to how important it is
Mm-hmm.
for your for comedy
Mm-hmm.
in society that people will pay that.
Yeah.
People, yeah, I don't think I've ever heard anybody complain about what a comedian gets paid.
Yeah, nah.
Nobody's ever said Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, they got too much money.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody said that,
Yeah.
right? Because once you got your product from them, when you got that service from them, you got exactly what you came for. And the ticket, I don't think if anybody's ever said, "Man, I shouldn't have had to pay that much for a ticket."
Mm-hmm.
And I think just watching comedy is therapeutic. So, which leads to another question that I have for you.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go a little bit out of order, if that's
Mm-hmm.
okay, because you catching some stuff that I already got written down. So you're really doing good. So
Yeah, yeah.
I get
Appreciate
to
it,
I get
man.
to skip a couple things. Um, let's go into this one. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch gears. This is one I wanted to know. I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
know. Yeah, you're a young black man.
Mm-hmm.
I think you just said that you've had your first child.
Had my first baby girl, man.
Congratulations
love
to
her to
that.
death. Man.
Congratulations to that. That's amazing.
Appreciate it.
So, as a young black man, your first child, how in this industry that you're jumping into and having great success. So,
Mm-hmm.
how is it to navigate relationships while you pursue a career like comedy?
I ain't gonna lie. It's definitely probably to be honest with you, that shit hard. It's hard. It's hard because you gotta think, right? Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna give you a good interview. So I be reading this book, right? It's called The Way of the Superior Man, right? Where the superior man pretty much just talks about how as a man you deal with the world, you deal with women, right? But they both
Mm-hmm.
relate. They both can relate.
Mm-hmm.
However you go, whenever you leave your crib, however you treat the world
Right.
is essentially how your girl gonna treat you,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
So with that comes me inspiring to be a comedian, or me being a comedian, and me branching it and building it as it go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm my own boss. So naturally dealing with a woman, and they like women naturally gonna do it. They naturally gonna be loving and nurturing and stuff like that. But it's when it turns to that, like trying to monitor shit, like micromanage the shit that I do. Like
Mm.
that's when it becomes a okay, I might can't like do this right now. Like
Mm.
I might can't do this right now because this like putting energy into catching you up to speed or as to what I like
Mm.
versus what is naturally who you are. Like that process right there is gonna take some time and some energy. Not saying it's not possible. You know what I'm saying? I feel like anybody who, in relationships, especially if you in one's long term, patience and communication got to be in there. It's no way. But for me, it's just I just don't be having the patience sometimes. I don't be having the patience, and because it's always like,
I mean, does your passion give you a certain type of energy or pace that doesn't allow you to slow down? Is that what you're trying to say?
it's just a certain because you don't want to be that person that's like a lot of comedians like over the years have like committed like suicide and shit like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes comedians are like some like they got like dark shit going on. You get what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
But I always feel as though in life, like I'm choosing my path. So with that, I don't choose to be that comedian that's only happy when I'm on stage. Like
Mm.
it's just not gonna happen. Like it ain't gonna happen. I'm not about that. I can't be like no part of my day can it be like off. And of course it's gonna be down moments. Of course, of course,
Mm-hmm.
of course,
For
of
sure.
course. I'm definitely not saying I'm immune to it, but also if it starts to become like patterns of okay, damn, like you keep doing it, you keep throwing off my day. Today is a big day for me, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, you're throwing it all. Like, you don't even care. It's not even bothering you. That's when I got to make a move. It's like with any relations that anybody have, whether it's business relations, whether it's friendships, it got to benefit you. If it
Okay.
don't benefit you, then the shit got to be removed. So a lot of times dealing with women and naturally because you gotta think most dudes aren't gonna have and this not to say I'm better than anybody. This not to say I'm better than anybody. But most dudes, the average dude, got a job, get off, and be up under his woman.
Mm-hmm.
Average dude.
Average guy.
Me, I get off, wash up, smoke me a joint, I go to hit the streets.
Okay.
For the average woman, not to say I just need this whole unique shit. But for the average woman, it's damn my man leaving me again. He's out the door fucking again. Like he keep leaving. What are you doing today? I don't know. I would want to spend time with Terrance, but he claimed he got an open mic. Hell, I just got home early at 4 o'clock. I'm already back out 8 o'clock. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? That's but I'm not faking it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not like I'm coming back with less. I come back with more. Even if it's not financially, I still gain something more. I was moving. So a lot of times, it's not understood. So I would definitely say this though. What I have noticed, and I ain't saying I fall into it. I don't want to incriminate myself. What I have noticed is most of the comedians that's not that good have their girl with them all the time. I just want that to sizzle in your spirit Shout out my boy Country Wayne. I want that to sizzle in your
Wow.
spirit just a little bit. Most of the comedians
Most of the
that
comedians that.
most of, in that tier and like that top tier,
Hmm.
like and I ain't even gonna throw no names out there. I ain't gonna throw no names because there's no need. Everybody who know they in the top tier know they in the top tier. Everybody that's in the top tier don't bring no girl because they feel like they can be funny enough to get a girl from that night, that venue, wherever they at. So definitely it's hard.
Wow.
Definitely it's hard. I said all that to say it's hard. It's harder than motherfucker.
So okay, my next question then. You touched on it. There are some comedians who struggle
Mm-hmm.
with mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you think that has to do with a level of comedic honesty or the perspective of the comedian? Because maybe searching for the material takes you to a deeper or darker place. Can that be true, or is that true for you? Like your observational humor definitely, comes from an honest place. I know you made the joke one time, and I love it. You know, everybody got that one car in their garage that they never moved,
Mm-hmm.
and it and it always just need a water pump.
Mm-hmm.
When I
Yeah.
first heard you say that, like it,
Yeah.
I had one of those. So I laughed, I think, a little bit louder than I probably should have. Like,
Right,
but
right,
it was
right.
like, can those type of realisms kind of haunt you as a comedian because you're making the crowd laugh at things that are maybe painful for you?
Yeah. But to be honest, and see, it still go back to what I was saying earlier.
Yes, sir.
I tell people all the time, I try not to reference the book, but it be so many times that it pop up in my mind, like, damn, this was what was being talked about. That however the world treats you, that's how your girl gonna treat you. However your girl treats you, more than likely that's how the world gonna treat you also.
Wow.
So some people just get their ass whooped all day long and then try to come and find a place to win
Mm-hmm.
and they end up losing. And they end up they end up getting beat up some more type shit. Like you gotta think like a lot of people like if you think about all the shit that you've started to do, like think about all the shit that you started to do versus shit that's like second hand to you, right? It's you can probably even tell yourself, okay, I know I was bad at that,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm good at this. I know I was bad. I know I wanted to be Chris Brown when I was 13. Okay, I thought I could sing. I thought I was goddamn gonna be dancing and shit, but that shit is gone. I'm not singing nothing. If I dance, I'm being funny, but I damn sure he be doing a backflip off of one leg and shit. If that's dancing, I might as well stop now, okay? Like all of us have shit, that we can be like great at and then, not so good at. And so I feel like just for people that end up falling into those shits, because I've seen one firsthand. Like outside of bigger comedians like passing away, I've seen one like go away but still alive type shit. But this dude was actually good. He was actually good. Only problem was his life was kicking his ass.
Mm.
And so like that what I'm saying. Sometimes you don't get better until your life get better. I ain't to be honest with you, I didn't start getting I've been doing comedy in Savannah for 6 years. If I'm being honest, I feel like I started like getting this I'm one of the best type people probably like 3 years in. But ironically, in those first 3 years, I didn't have a car. So what really changed? I got I got a car and became funny, or did my life get better and now I can think clearer now? You get
For
what I'm
sure.
saying?
No, for sure. Yeah.
It's like if your bills are paid, right?
Yeah.
You can go out and it's an option whether you want to be cheap or it's an option whether you can splurge.
Mm-hmm.
But if your bill's behind, every purchase you make, you're gonna be like, damn, can I really every purchase you make, you gonna be out here just reconsidering shit. The smallest shit, like the small from what you eat to where you're gonna drive. Like it's
Oh
if
yeah.
you're
Them
if you're
$20 decisions be
it's
easy.
a lot of because you trying to make some shit shake. You trying to make your next day stretch. But if your life is good, then you should be good. So I just always wanted my shit to like, I want everything to just match up. I want to be me. I wanted to, I want when you see me somewhere, when you hear me talking, when you can, oh yeah, that's T. I know that's T.
That's right.
Yeah, no, that's T right there. I want when if you see me out and I'm not joyful and shit like that, I want people to be able to say, "Nah, something going on with T, something wrong with T," because T's normally joyful.
Right.
Normally, when we see T, he's joyful.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. So you do a lot of rooms.
A lot of rooms, a lot of rooms.
I seen you travel,
Mm-hmm.
all over the place. You're at where it's going down.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the funny thing. I always wanted to know when it comes to comedians, because sometimes I host shows and
Mm-hmm.
and I try to keep an engaged audience, and I dabble in the comedy side.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I've ever got on stage to do what you do.
Right.
So my question for you is: you're in a set, you're
Mm-hmm.
doing your thing, and you have a heckler.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you handle your hecklers? Like, do you just talk past them? Like, what do you do?
Man, and excuse me if I don't got direct answers. Like I said,
No, man, talk to me. This is
I
an
want to
interview.
give you a good one.
Yeah,
But when I first started doing comedy, it's this lady Barbara Carlisle. She was
I've
like
seen her a few times, man. She's
she
hilarious.
she was like she was legit. Like if comedy had training, she
Mm-hmm.
was legit training us.
Mm-hmm.
Like us meeting her every Wednesday.
Oh wow.
Oh, you got a new set? Let me see your new set. Go ahead, go up there. Let me see it. And it was like four of us at that time. I could drop names on this because this is good. It was me. It was Peanut.
Right.
It was Five, and it was Nate. It was Nate Allen.
Okay.
All us just every Wednesday we just come in, doing our set in front of Barbara Carlisle and literally asking her advice on our shit. Like us coming up and just pretending like it's a crowd and doing a whole 10-minute set as she critique it with her 30 plus years. Well, she done been doing comedy way longer than 30 plus years. All her years of experience, she's just out there doing comedy. And we just getting all this tips from it. So one time we had a show and I'm sitting by and it's a heckler. It's a heckler in the club or at the show. And I asked her, I say, so how do you handle hecklers? And she was like, it's only two ways you can handle them. You can either ignore them or you can go at them. But if you go at them, you gotta win. You cannot go at a heckler and lose.
Mm.
So me, I would always say like pick your battles, but more than like you a comedian should be able to win all these battles. Okay, a comedian, you got the mic, you telling jokes, you should be able to shut this person the fuck up. Like it should be in your bag. Cause at any level that shit can happen. Like it ain't like a heckler can just be somebody who's fucking with you. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A heckler could be somebody who's just got something to say every time you talk, right? Not bad, but maybe they laughing louder than everybody else. Maybe they being sarcastic. They like trying to finish your sentences and shit. Like those can be hecklers also. So everybody, just as long as they talking, you got a chance to go at them. But if you go at them, you gotta win. Most times, most times it depends. If I'm feeling good, like if I'm feeling good, I really want to be here and I really want to do a good job. I tell somebody to shut the fuck up. Like I tell them to shut the fuck up, or like I'll go at them in whatever way I need to tell them to shut up. I just did it recently. What's the day? Tuesday? Is the day? The day Tuesday, right?
It is. It is.
Just last night. I swear to you, just last night. It's on footage and all. It's an open mic in Say Hey Now. It's an open mic and Say Hey Now. Shout out Say Hey. Shout out Sean Brown and Peanut. Okay, they got a mic every Monday at Say Hey at 7:30. Start at 7:30.
Okay.
Crabs and comedy is what they call it.
Okay.
And so being that it's new, it's not really like a good. The comedians are like, they figuring this shit out because it's not comedians that usually do comedy. It's really people that already just come to this bar and want to try it. You say it's
Okay.
open mic, and I just try it. So a lady go up who says, "Hey, this is my first time. This is my first time. This is my first time doing comedy." So as she's doing her comedy, a lady just starts screaming, "Boo, boo!" Like letting it all out, like letting the shit all out. And it just made me so upset. Like it upsetted me that like this where we at. Like we supposed to be supporting each other, uplifting each other. The lady clearly stated this is her first time doing comedy, and you booing her. But of course, this lady don't know that she can attack her. You got the mic. Attack, kick her ass. She
Right.
ignored her. She chose to ignore her, and I respect it. She chose to ignore her. She didn't let it distract her. She finished her sentence. She finished her set. But when I went up there, I told her ass to fuck up. So sometimes you just got to do what's necessary. You don't always have to attack them though. Use it if you get it in your bag, you can use it to your discretion. If this person need to be checked and put in line, then you do it. But if they don't, or if you feel like they not a threat to the whole show, they just fucking with you or whatever, then you can just let it slide.
Okay. Okay. So we got I've been paying attention to a little comedy scene, and there's a guy that's doing comedy these days, and for some reason he's a controversial figure for some reason. It's a young dude, Matt Rife.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of him?
Mm-hmm.
The white guy does comedy. I
Mm.
guess he's supposed to be an attractive person, and that's some of the problem, I guess, that some comedians have. That maybe he's only getting the support because he looks the way he does.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have a take on that? Do you bother with it? Like, do you think what
All
perspective?
us got to look good. Shit, all us got to look good, man. There, bro, I guarantee whoever's saying that is probably some ugly ass dude. Like, I guarantee that. Because who the fuck cares? I seen Matt Rife. He looked like he can attract the crowd off of him being who he is.
Right.
It looked like it. A baby-faced white boy he looked like he got veneers or some shit in his mouth, okay? And he got little muscles on him. I'm sorry, but that's, we can't help what women are attracted to.
Right.
Like I ain't gonna lie. When we around men, we think, oh, you got to be this, you got to be that. Then you go around women, and they not even looking at none of this shit.
Right.
Like they're not even paying attention to any of this shit that we think we got to have. Look at me now. I don't got my hat on, right? I don't got my hat on. Normally I have a hat on. I'm doing a whole interview with a hat off. Basically saying, if you don't like the way I fucking look with my hat off, then fuck you, okay?
Right.
That's how it should be. Like, we all got our lanes. We all got our tiers. If Matt Rife can fucking fill up stadiums around the goddamn or arenas or theaters or whatever he doing around the country and it's based off his looks, then so the fuck be it. So be it. I wouldn't. Like the shit with T.I. They let T.I. go on the stage 6 months into his comedy career, right? On the Barclays Center at that. He was in a whole goddamn like a center, like you in a big place in New York,
Right.
and get booed. And people was like, oh, they set him up, but like how you referred to, he has the draw.
Right.
All you got to do is have the draw. It ain't about him being funny or none of that shit. It's about him getting asses in the seats. That's what it is. That's when people drop your name.
Mm-hmm.
If motherfuckers saying, who is that? They ain't gonna spend no money on you.
Right.
And they say, oh, I know what that is. Oh, even just if it's a bright idea or something, I'm pretty sure all us have people. Well, when we do, like I was saying earlier about being good at some things and being bad at others, I guarantee you probably still have people that maybe even the same person that supported you through these transitions. Right. You probably still got people that feel the same way they do about your poetry, that they gonna feel about your interview skills, that they gonna feel about your production on shows.
Right.
It's probably you probably got a line of supportive people that'll stay like consistently with you no matter what.
It's a blessing. For sure.
It's called having fans. That's what called.
Is
Having
that
the
what that
fucking
is?
fans. That's what it's called. So if Matt Rife get fans off of being a good looking white guy, so the fuck be it.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. That's a dope take on that. That's really a
Mm-hmm.
dope take. I'm gonna ask you a few more questions. Man, you've been dope.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Man, this is my first one, so I'm really having a lot of fun with you. Let's go to. All right, I got you. So you do paid shows.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I pay you. I'm one of those people. I
Mm-hmm.
do think that your talent is worth paying you for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
I appreciate it.
But you,
Every dime I've ever made, I appreciate it.
but you also do open mics.
Yeah.
Um, and that takes traveling,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes finances, and the only thing you get is the spreading your humor and doing all that. So, what are some of the ups and downs of traversing like the open mic scene? Like what are some hazards, but what are some.
I'm gonna say this. Um, if you got a product that's good enough,
Uh-huh.
trust and take that shit wherever it belongs. Wherever it can be used, you
Mhm.
take that product there. If you know that you can, it would. In my case, okay, I know that I got jokes on my fucking hip. I know I got a set on my hip that can make anybody laugh. So why not? At that point? What's the risk? I don't see a risk. Only thing I got to do now is make sure that on that other end, wherever I'm traveling to, has to be worth it. Like it gotta be. It gotta be. Like even if it is an open mic, is people gonna be there? Is this the best open mic in the city? Like I need details. I need to know like how's the setup on the other end. I'll come. I'll definitely come because hell, we all go to food court. In those food courts, you got people passing out samples, right? And then you eat a sample, and then you be like, "This that orange chicken? I ain't never had orange chicken. Hey, let me get a plate of orange chicken with some macaroni on the side."
That's right.
Next thing you know, you out there getting booked. You getting booked because you don't let the people sample some shit. Now they like, hold on. I feel the same way Jive do now. I feel how Jive that now I feel like I could throw him some money because I've sampled him.
Right, right,
The
right.
same shit. The same shit the dude was saying at the wormhole.
Mhm.
Had he seen any of those people before? Had he seen me before? Had he seen any feature act after that? The host. Had he seen us coming out of $10 wouldn't have been nothing to him because we would have trusted already.
Right.
But the fact that nobody had said anything, though he don't know, it's not coming across his phone like that. We don't have no movies, no TV shows. There's a lot of shit that we don't have.
Mhm.
That's the risk. That becomes the risk.
Mm.
So definitely going out and when I tell you, um, it really hasn't been any time that I went to open mics and didn't benefit off of it. It ain't been no time I've traveled to an open mic and just left with anything. Like, cause most times, and this is me dropping my humble shit. Most times I'm humble, but I was smoking a backwood earlier, so it got me a little in my head here. But for the most part, like when I go to like recently, Hilton Head has shout out Derek Derek Ludaway. Ludaway is in Hilton Head, and he's starting a comedy scene up in there. And I kept telling him I was gonna fall through. They do it every Monday, the last Monday of every month. He
Okay.
do one. He do his mic. And so I told him I was gonna fall through. I came through and did 20 minutes. He paid me after I left, and then he booked me in the same conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also Hilton Head is an hour away. Like,
Mhm.
man, fuck it. Like, I ain't never did comedy in Hilton Head. Like, who the hell knows me in Hilton Head? If I had a social media presence, then yeah, I can say, oh no, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere unless they pay me. I got millions of followers on Instagram. But if I don't have millions of followers, I gotta get my name out there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
or somehow. And so just doing open mics, or you find ways around it. Hell, pile up as many people as you know that do that kind of art form in the car. Let's
Mm-hmm.
break the gas down. Let's see if we all like minded here. We ain't
Right.
gotta all be like minded for the future. Just for right now. You come on. Let's go to Hill Head. You want to go to Hill Head? We in Hill Head. So a lot of times, traveling and doing mics and stuff is not that bad. If I'm being honest, the only place I haven't benefited from off of traveling and doing open mic there is Charleston. I ain't been back that. I went to Charleston. I've been to Charleston maybe 3 times, and Charleston. Hold on, I lie. I've been paid in Charleston. I had to think about it. I had to think about it. Yeah, I've been paid. Charleston paid me. Charleston paid me too. Yeah, no.
So
So it rarely happened, man. Rarely
you
happened.
crack up even the tough eggs. You get in it.
Yeah, man. Hey, look. I tell, if you trust your shit, why not take it? Why not take it on the road?
Have you ever had a tough crowd?
Hell yeah, all the time, all the time. All crowds are tough. Okay, they just some is easier to break, some is harder to break. Some you gonna have to pass it off to the next man and see if he can do it. Cause you can't do it, man. You can't just like opening that jar sometime. Hey, see if you can open this. It don't make you less manly. You just know that this is a task you can't complete.
Okay. So what do you do when you have that? When you have like that tough audience? Like, do you give your best set? Do you do you have a metric? Do you have a device like a I'm gonna go off road for a second and see what I can do? Um, or do you just you go through your set and maybe you're just the one that's breaking down, chipping away at the audience for the next guy?
Yeah, I feel like with me, I'm into sports a lot, so I'm upstate on stage performing, but I'm also grading myself at the same time. Like I'm my worst critic, so I go up there and I be honest. Hey, I told 9 jokes, 4 of them shits hit. I mean, basketball percentage that's like 40%. Okay,
Hmm.
do you feel like that's good for a comedian? Do you feel like you went up there and did a good job? I put it to you like this: if you are a comedian, and this is my scale, you're a comedian. Let's go back to okay, I'm saying 9 jokes, right? Out of those 9 jokes, realistically speaking, if you go up there and you do go 0 for 9, you told 9 jokes, none of them hit. Obviously, you did bad, right? You go up there, tell 9 jokes, 2 of them hit. You did okay.
Okay.
You was all right. You go up there and tell 4 jokes. You was good. You was good. You go up there and hit on at least 7 of them. At least 7. You ain't even got to hit all 9. You go up there and hit on at least 7 of them. You killed.
Oh, okay.
So it's just keeping that in the back of your mind there, like just keeping okay. If you go into sets, let's say okay, you got me 15-20 minute set. In 15-20 minutes, I can tell I can tell probably 10 jokes in
Uh-huh.
20 minutes, right?
Uh-huh.
So just off of grading myself on Saturday, I go up there. Obviously, I tell jokes, and 0 of them hit. I bomb. 2 jokes, okay. I did all right. 4 jokes, I was okay. I was good. Then they get up to the 8. All I gotta do is get 8. 8 out of 10, I killed. In my
Hmm.
mind, at least.
No, I mean no. I think they're not all gonna hit, and I think some jokes, if you're into comedy, some jokes set up the other jokes. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Definitely. Um, Shout out to Barbara Carlisle for doing that. That's an amazing. I've seen her do comedy. Come out. When I first got my start, I used to be at a little place in Hinesville
Mm-hmm.
called Fat Cats,
Mm-hmm.
and he used to book her all the time.
Yeah.
And she came out, and it didn't matter if that room was filled with bikers, soldiers, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was just hilarious every single time,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like I didn't know who she was when I got started. I was doing. They used to have a little spoken word segment before the the comedy,
Mm-hmm.
so we would get up there and do a little spoken word to kind of like warm up the crowd, and then they would come out, and he would have like 2 or 3 features that would come out from all
Right.
over the place.
Right.
Some people who were opening for like big talent. We had one dude, I think it was a dude named Red something.
Mm.
He was opening for Steve Harvey at the
Right, right.
time, and we had him out there. It was just it was it was dope. This guy was uh really doing his thing. But Barbara Carlisle would come out there, and I didn't know who she was at all.
Mm.
And she, is an older lady, so you didn't think, if you don't know who she is, that much comedy comes out of her.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Yeah, she like a machine up
Yeah.
there. She can get to spitting it out. But I'm gonna be honest with you, like I haven't performed for Barbara Carlisle. Like I said, I started catching all this notoriety in like year 3, right? Like year 3. Like whenever I started being able to do bulk of the traveling,
We
like
catch
I don't
crumbs.
gotta catch no ride to no mic. I ain't gotta
Yes.
catch no ride to no show. I can just go whenever the fuck I feel like it. Like I started getting more praise on how good of a comedian I was. But since then, I haven't performed with Barbara Carlisle. Right? I was supposed to perform with her on November the 4th, but they moved the show around, and ironically, I don't want to talk, bad here, but ironically, it's the same people you talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was supposed to happen again.
Mhm.
I don't know.
That's ironic.
That's ironic as hell. That you bringing up a bittersweet moment for me because
That's
something
crazy.
my next goal right now, my most realistic goal right now. All of them are realistic, but the closest one
Right.
is just performing in front of Barbara Carlisle again. Like performing in front of her again and her actually seeing the progress. You get what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
Like her actually seeing like, oh, I'm way past what you remember. Like you remember she was like training me in like year 1. I'm on year 6. Like,
Right.
come on, like we talking past rookie year. Now I'm making all-star games and shit. Like,
Okay.
that's where I'm at. So, like, my next goal was to perform for Barbara Carlisle, but the damn show keep getting moved around.
Yeah, it's I mean, shout outs to my experience. I can't speak for yours, but uh, it's tough. Um, but you do know this, so this is another question I want to ask. That you do the administrative half of this too. So you set up your own events. You have your own birthday bash
Mm.
that you put on every year.
Mm.
Congrats to that, because that just grows every time I see it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Love
how,
it. Love it.
how hard is it to wear both of those hats?
Yeah. One of those things that, like, once again, it kind of come with the experience. You do a lot of shows, so you see how a lot of shows get done, and you just pick. And I was told to be a good leader, you got to be a good follower. Like I don't mind coming in nobody's room and shutting the hell up and just watching whatever you need. I got you, but also I got my takes on it. I could have my takes, but I can use my takes.
Mhm.
I don't gotta follow. I don't gotta come to one of your events and tell you, oh, I feel like you should be doing nah. I mean, because we're both learning.
For
So
sure, for sure.
you go out there, you trial and error this thing. I'm a trial and error this thing also.
That's right.
So it's just a lot of experience with watching other people do shows and just building that confidence and having my team, like having people that's comfortable working with me and want to work with me, definitely wanting to work with me, not even just about the money, but experience part. Like a lot of good come from those type of things. So I would definitely say once you get your experience up, get your product together, then you move on to those kind of stages. Don't be trying to throw no shows and you ain't got that many jokes on your hand, okay?
So, so have you worked with really enthusiastic, not funny comics?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All the time. I mean cuz like I said, it's just going. I tell you the farthest place I've done comedy at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has been Seattle, Washington, right?
Nice, nice.
Went to Seattle, and it was so crazy in Seattle. Like I landed there one day, and I was only there for like 4 days. Off of one day of going out there, I lined up shows for the whole time I was there. I was damn near going out there doing shows like I'm fucking here, like I'm just here, but I'm really on vacation, in
Right.
Seattle. So, but in Seattle, it was also trash comedians, like comedians that wasn't that good. In Atlanta, it's comedians that's not that good. It's anywhere you go, all these like places aren't going to have fantastic like people here. Like you just gonna have like it's people everywhere. So you gonna of course you're gonna have the tears. I'm pretty sure how it's tears in Savannah. It's tears anywhere. It's anywhere you go. So I just always try to be mindful. Just
Hmm.
being mindful.
Okay. I think we only got a couple of more questions, man. I think
I just want to know you having a good time, man. You
no,
having
man, I'm
fun.
digging it. I'm really digging it. I'm
Yeah,
really gonna dig going back and cutting this up. I mean,
yeah,
you dropped a lot of jewels.
yeah.
So I don't know if you know this, but we're actually live
Oh yeah,
this
yeah.
whole time. So
What has people been chiming in? We got
I don't think I haven't been looking that much. I've been trying to keep you engaged and make sure the levels and everything are good.
yeah.
But I do. Let me see. Uh, I do want to make sure I ask the right questions.
Oh yeah, man. Go with your move.
Yeah,
All these
man.
questions have been great,
Yeah, I told you I thought about these questions. I was just like, I don't want to go like, and how great are you? And how great is it to be you? And
man.
great you, and you great, and then tell us where we can reach you and when we could do. I mean, I want to do that stuff too,
Yeah,
but I do want to like the mind of Terrence Miller,
yeah,
an amazing comedian, a dude. Again, 6 years of doing comedy. Obviously, I'm not in that realm. I think I was when I became friends with Eric.
Mm,
Uh, and even initially, then it was more of a spoken word musical thing. But once he started branching off into the comedy.
mm,
That's when I found out who you were.
mm,
So I think that was like maybe 2 or 3 years in for you. So I
mm.
think I've known you for like, about 3 years now. I
Yeah,
think
about 2 years.
2001.
Yeah.
So just being introduced to you, and I've seen the growth in your comedy,
Mm.
and I don't think I was looking for growth
Right, right,
as much as I was just enjoying your show.
right, right.
But I think once I remember the first time I booked you into just seeing you out doing your thing at other
Mm,
people's sets, I'm like, yo, this, when I talked to my team and we
mm,
were like, yo, we want a comedian,
mm.
we almost got to say, yo, we can't use him again.
Right,
Because
right,
we,
right.
we keep wanting to pull you because
Yeah,
you're like a ringer.
yeah.
You became a ringer for us. So he's like, yo, we got to have somebody else, man, because it's,
And to be honest with you, I I know that that is a big blessing for me because a lot of people have to move in order to get that type of like
mm-hmm,
notoriety, to
mm-hmm,
get that type of respect. Because the law of familiarity, people
mm,
only gonna know you for what they know you for.
right.
So you get to switching it up. You still like how I say you got people that's gonna follow you no matter what you do. You gonna have people that stop. You gonna have people that stop following you because that's just not what they look at you as.
Oh,
I
wow.
got Shaq Shaq been rapping lately, okay? Shaq
Oh,
been
yeah.
out here in the booth busting rhymes. I'm not listening to Shaq. I'm not. Because to me, Shaq is just a dominant ass center, and I respect him as a TV analyst, but him as a rapper, I'm not interested. It just stopped right there for
You
me.
must not been familiar with him like when he first started
Yeah,
rapping.
mm-mm.
Yeah, he was rapping with the Foo Schnickens.
But that what
Yeah.
I'm saying. They see,
Yeah.
but you know that.
Yeah.
But for me,
A little younger, yes.
all I know is Shaq winning NBA championships, and now he talking, a sports analyst, how everything could be barbecue chicken in the paint. That's what I know him for. I don't know him for getting in no booth. It looked cool. It looked funny. A 7'2" dude out here rapping and shit is fucking hilarious. But I mean, I'm not that interested. But I watch Shaq highlights all day long.
What you'll say to your point is, some people just won't follow you everywhere you go.
Right, right. So to be able to for me to be able to perform in a place that I was born and raised in and also continue to get respect for it is just
Do you think comedy has a special place in Savannah that other art forms might not? I don't. I think when I see the comedy scene,
Mm-hmm.
what I see is a lot more camaraderie than
Mm-hmm.
I see edging out. Like when you look at, to be honest, some of these hip hop rappers,
Mm-hmm.
some of the singers and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, they're kind of trying to edge each other out.
Yeah.
But when I see the comedy scene,
Mm-hmm.
I see you guys rolling in flocks,
Yeah.
and it doesn't necessarily have to be uh, racially, similar. Like I've seen
Oh
you
yeah.
in same rooms, traveling with people who come from completely different demographics, but y'all all support each other.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all all come out to each other's shows. Y'all all come out and support each other. And when I see you, you guys had like your usual suspects.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that that is something unique to comedy in Savannah that other art forms could benefit from doing?
I'm a I'm gonna be honest. It's I think that you can respect the art form of comedy more than you can respect the art form of music.
Mm.
Like, if somebody can get on stage and be funny, like, okay, I had my whole graph earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you go up there and tell 9 jokes, and four of them you get four of them to hit, I'm amazed. Like I'm in shock. Even though if I'm going up there and I do four, I'm saying that's okay, that's straight or whatever. But if somebody else go up there and they get four of them to laugh, I'm like, holy shit, who the fuck? Who is this guy? Like,
Mm-hmm.
who is this guy? Because it's so many different styles to it that if somebody can make you laugh, it's enjoyable. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
But with music, everybody has their different. Like if we put your playlist up against mine, you put my playlist up against yours. We shuffle. We just let 5 songs come. All these songs may be good, but you may not like my 5 songs. I may not like your 5 songs, but all of them are good. All these songs are good. All of them can get you through certain part of your day, certain part of your life, but you just don't like it like that. So if you start, these people start catching success right beside each other, that's what can be the disconnect. That's
Mm.
what can be, damn, you like that? You really like that? That's what turned people into damn haters. I'm doing something that's just as good as what I feel like you're doing, but more people are into your shit more than they're into my shit. And I feel like my shit is way harder than your shit is. That's what make that's the disconnect right there.
Mm-hmm.
Versus in comedy, I already know that if I'm going up there and telling my honesty, nobody can repeat it. Nobody can come from the pro. If I'm being my most truthful self on stage, nobody can take that away from me. Nobody can, like how you said the joke earlier about the water pump and
Yeah. Yeah.
the car. I know people like that.
Right.
I know people with a line of fucking cars that don't work. I know people like that. Now, unless you have the same experience or you see it the same way I do, or you even feel it enough to write it down, practice it, and then start telling the shit on stage. Like, if you can do all that, then I definitely respect you. I definitely will respect you. But most people can't come from the same. We can't all come from the same angles. As long as we're being honest, like throughout our day. As long as you legit grabbing shit from because every day you should be living, laughing, loving on people. People think that's kind of cliche, but I like that. Live, laugh, love. Goddamn it. So while you out in your day, you laughing at stuff, grab it. Just go, grab it, grab it all, and then throw it on stage.
Wow.
From there, we should be able to laugh also, but it's also going in completely different lanes to a point where I can enjoy jive just for being jive. I don't got to worry
Right.
about jive stepping on my toes because jive lift weights. Jive do poetry and shit.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't do none of that. I
Right.
don't do none of that. So if that's how you can get it, you can get it that way. There's nothing I can do. I got to enjoy who fucking with me.
Okay, so now my last question. I think this is gonna be a fun question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how do you think social media and quote unquote cancel culture
Mm.
has affected comedy?
If you a real comedian, it shouldn't bother you at all. It shouldn't bother you at all because um jokes is offensive anyways. They're offensive. They got some truth to it. Especially if you hit home, you can hit a trigger. You can hit a trigger spot for somebody. Once again, going back to the joke we talking about with the car's not working in the water pump. If you a guy and you really holding on to these moments, you could think I deserve to be canceled for some shit like that. Like you could think I deserve to not speak for people who have broke down shit in the yard. Like that's what you could try to take me down for. I feel like if you have jokes and they're funny, they need to hit home to somebody. Like somebody need to have some type of reaction to it. And sometimes those reactions could be them crying, dying, laughing at what you're saying, or they can say, fuck that. We need to get rid of him, okay? But the only way they're gonna do any of that is if it's good enough to talk about. It has to you gotta be good enough to talk about. Ain't nobody trying to hell, I ain't trying to get canceled, but also I'm not big to the point where canceling is even I'm not even there yet. You get what I'm saying? Being honest with myself, I'm to the point where if I say something on Facebook, I could cause some controversy there. But if I damn post something on Instagram, I'm not gonna end up on like the shade room or none of that.
Right.
So it's just levels to it. If you to a point where you can get even attempted to be canceled, then you have to be big in order. Like a lot of people you can't get out here and just be anybody and get canceled. You got to be worth the canceling.
Yo, man, it's been a dope interview.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you having me on your first one, man.
The first interview, first setup. Like, so this was a experimental thing, man. It was
I
really
could tell
dope.
I could tell you started relaxing. You dropped your poetry voice.
I did.
So yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
No, I appreciate you. You're going to be performing for us November 25th,
Yeah.
Soigné Soul Lounge concert series and open mic. Definitely tell some of your open mic friends to
Yeah.
come on out and
Yeah.
and hit the stage with us. And that's the only way we know to start paying other people is if they come out and we go, yo, who is that? And
Yeah.
we pull them off the stage and go like, we got another event that we like to.
And to be honest with you, I feel like an employer out here because you don't even know how bad we need comedians right now.
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
even
for
know.
sure.
Don't even. We need as many comedians as possible. Anybody that's inspired, anybody that got just even if you got, because this the thing, you don't need to be telling jokes, a different joke every time you go up. Hell, if you only got one story, stretch that bitch out, add more to it. You can damn ride a whole you can get through your first year with one good story. You can get through your first couple of months of doing comedy with one decent, funny story.
It's funny. I say that to some poets and stuff. I'm like, yo, I want to book you, and they're like, oh, well, I want to do, I want to have decent work. I want to have new work, and I'm like, Lil Wayne still does a milli
Yeah,
after all these years,
people and I love them.
and you love a milli, so
You love a
there
milli.
is you don't necessarily have to every second or third time you get on stage have a whole new set.
Mm,
People like comfort,
mm,
so they like they like knowing their set. Like everybody has that song that they listen to
right,
over and over and over again.
right.
Right? I have, my favorite comedy set is Dave Chappelle for what it's worth.
Mm-hmm,
I watched that 1,000 times.
mm-hmm,
You know what I mean? You know the jokes, they're still funny.
mm-hmm.
As you grow the depth of the joke hits different regions of your mind, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really good about comedy. I think as when comedy is really good,
Yeah,
um, as you grow, the comedy grows with you.
because I feel like this responsibility wise
Mm-hmm.
as a comedian.
Yes, sir.
I feel as though the scale that I put myself on, I wanted to, for each year, I want to be able to do 5 minutes. So I say I've been doing comedy for 6 years. To my math, I should be able to do 30 minutes on stage.
Okay.
So if you're in year one, You really only need a tight 5 minutes.
You
That's
need that
all you
tight, you need
need.
that
That's
tight five.
all you need is all you need to be doing is developing a tight 5 minutes. And everybody will keep coming to you and saying, how long you been doing it? You be like, oh, only 1 year, only a few months. And you will get praise for that shit. Now, mind you, now you go into the second year, you still got to go by the math. You still got to be able to add on to that fact. You should be able to get booked for 10-minute sets now. But as long as you are adding to your sets, you should be good. So just starting anywhere. That's what we need right now. We definitely need more female comics. We need more women comics out here.
What do you think holds the women back from being comedians?
I think first of all, it's already a male dominated game. So sometimes women may just feel like uh, that's not even a job for a woman. Like a woman is not all the time like not she may be the loudest in the room, but she may not be the funniest in the room. You know what I'm saying? It's rare that you even going. I mean, hell, we deal with women. How many out of all the women you could think you dealt with? They don't even got to be a specific number. Was the bulk of them funny? Women don't to me don't really. I mean, they say like or do certain funny shit, but they're not like get on stage and crack me the fuck up funny. I rarely run into women like that.
Yeah.
And so I just don't feel as though like there's as many women that even have the talent to do it. Let alone it's talent then confidence to do it.
Oh,
And on top of that, making sure your life is in order. How many women are really um in not even in I don't even want to say in control. How many women are at peace enough in their life to take away from whatever they focus on or say, okay, all right, this is good enough. Let me add something else to my plate. Let me I already run my household, my husband good, the kids good. Do I have time to even come up with, something else? Like, do I even got time to say, okay, well now I do stand up? Like that's what I feel like is the disconnect when it comes to men versus women comedians. Because of course, men, we don't give a fuck. We paying the bills and we heading out the door, like just straight like that. But the woman is taking care of the household, so it's already hard enough just off of the stuff I just was naming, just for somebody to take away from their husband, take away from their kids, take away from their home, take away from their job, and add on something else to that.
Who do you think is a funny comedian?
Huh?
A funny female comedian. Who would you say is a funny?
When right now? Out right now?
Yes.
Local?
Uh,
Or you wanna?
let's do local and then international. Or,
You know my favorite is Lady A.
That's right.
Easy
Okay.
Lady A. And then my favorite female comedian. Look how much I gotta think about this shit. I would say some more.
Okay.
Some more is funny. I watched some more special. Some more is funny. Um, and then we was just talking about Barbara Carlisle. Barbara Carlisle is funny. I guess you could say what she like in the middle or something.
Yeah,
guess.
I think she's one of those people you were saying where the talent hasn't necessarily met the business metric.
Yeah.
Like she has the talent for forever.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's transferred into the commercial aspect.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever. And I've seen her a bunch of times, not just once or twice or three times. I've seen her a bunch, and I don't think I've ever not laughed hilariously at her.
Right.
Like I don't think that's ever happened. I don't think I was like, she's dead ass funny. Like
Yeah.
not funny for a woman, but funny as a comedian.
Funny in general.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't think other than, and I think you have the same too that I have. Some more is genuinely hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Like
And she a
just-
good writer.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, you could tell that she's got her pen game in comedy is great.
Right.
But other than that, I don't know if I know too many other.
That's
female
what I'm
comedians.
saying.
What do you think? Oh, I know we're supposed to cut this, but one more question.
Mm.
What do you think about Monique and how she, her complaints a couple years back.
I think Monique means well. I think she mean well,
Mm-hmm.
but I also feel like she like the Draymond Green of comedy. You get what I'm saying? She like the Draymond Green of comedy. It's really like, okay, she cool, she one of us. She with us. She us. And then she show out and people be like, oh Lord, here go Monique being Monique again. That's where she at. And I think um quoting something Stephen A said earlier, as black people, we're society wise, we're not allowed to let our emotions get that
Mm-hmm.
out of whack like that. Like it can't be that much out of control. Well, now you got people like the same race not wanting to fuck with you like that. That's when they
Mm-hmm.
get to hold on now, like this is when like you're becoming like hard to deal with. When people from your own race, it's
Mm-hmm.
like fuck, don't put me on the show. Right?
Mm. There were a lot of comedians that were kind of upset. I saw her stand up, and it was. Did you see it?
No, no, I ain't saying.
It was pretty much a tirade about why she wasn't given a stand up
Mm,
and why she wasn't given the money that Dave Chappelle or Kevin Hart was given,
mm.
and it was sad. I was my perspective was
You said it was sad.
it was
You
it
ain't
was
laugh.
no, I mean it was uncomfortable. Like if you watch it, it was kind of uncomfortable
Oh shit.
because and I hate to say this, and to borrow from your point, as black people, we kind of have to go. All right, I might have to prove myself,
Mm,
just like what you were saying with the guy. I might have to give you a sample of why
mm,
you should have paid me.
mm,
You know what I mean? I think that was her opportunity to go. Okay, let me show you why you should have paid me,
mm.
and then took that opportunity, and but she took the opportunity to uh, sort of get on her soapbox
Yeah.
and make it about that soapbox moment. And I unfortunately uh it ruined a moment that could have like really just solidified her, because in the past I've thought she was funny. In the past
Mm.
she's been maybe that, like you said, that 4 out of 9, 6 out of 9 sometimes
Yeah.
comedian,
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, no, she's got a handle. You
Mm.
know what I mean? She's not, you know god level,
Right. Right.
but she, would I pay for a ticket if she came into town? Yeah, I might, if I
Yeah.
didn't have anything to do, and
If it's a comedy festival and Monique is on there, I still, I
yeah,
feel like I can enjoy the show.
yeah, I can enjoy that.
Yeah.
But I think that opportunity she kind of squandered,
Mm.
if I'm honest, by my perspective.
And I mean, if you, like I said, if you look around, especially when it comes to black people, once it get to the point, because even I tell you that the most talented person that a lot of people ain't want to deal with like that,
Who was that?
Antonio Brown.
Really?
Once Antonio Brown started putting his asses in people's face, he started taking his shoulder pads off in the middle of the game. He cursing legendary coaches out. It always get to, can you handle this person, and is their talent worth it? I'll tell you somebody that got away with it, Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens got away with it. He got away with it. And a lot of people get exposed, like exposed for, too much of the antics not matching up with the talent. Chad Johnson was getting away with it for a while until he stopped catching the fucking ball as much. Then it's like, hold on, you got to change your name back to Johnson. This Ocho Cinco shit ain't working. So all us have to go through it. You got to make sure that you're worth the headache. And sometimes you can like put yourself out the place. Like Corey Holcomb say something, and he say outpricing your pussy out the game. Now I don't have the quote the make it to what we're talking about now, but it's the same thing to me. Like you outpricing yourself. If you think you can just go out and act all kind of ways just cause you got this name, like, A lot of people feel like they can just make another one. We can just go get another one. We don't got to deal with, Monique coming and showing out on shows and stuff.
For sure. Well, it's been dope. I'm gonna have to get set up for the next one.
Oh yeah, man.
Man, it has been amazing. Terrance Miller, the amazing comedian.
David.
Thank you for stopping in, man.
Yeah, man.
Do you have anything else going on that we should know about, man?
Man, you know me. I'm always wherever you looking. Like as Job said earlier, I do open mics all throughout the city. Say hey, eat clubs, totally awesome. Do my burlesque show. Shout out to burlesque show.
You still do that?
Still do that. I've been at the burlesque show for 2 years now. Last August made 2 years. So
That's amazing, man.
yeah,
Congratulations to that.
shout out to burlesque show, man. Just adding any and everything I can to the pot. But yeah, you can find me all throughout the city. When I'm in the city.
All right, man. Thank you for being on the show, man. And I look to see you this Saturday, man. If you want to have a lot of fun and really enjoy your after Turkey Day, whatever you want to call it, Indigenous Thanksgiving, whatever.
Mm.
If you want to come out and laugh off some of them calories, man, you definitely want to come to Soigné Soul Lounge open mic. We will be featuring the one and only Terrance Miller, man. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Peace.
That was fun, man.
Yes, sir.